Okay, in this video we're going to learn how to update our mold design with a new part. This is a methodology that is a good way of doing things when they're very, very big parts and very complex. But I'm going to show you another very simple sample. So what I'm going to do first, turn off the core, let's look at the part. So this is my first part, you can see very simple. What I'm actually going to do, turn that part off for now. And I'm going to import the new part. So the new part is version 2 here. Change the color of it maybe so we know it's the new part. And you can see here the customer added a bunch of ribs. So I'm going to save that as part 2, why not? Go back to mold, and I'm going to load it just like I did the other one. So I'm going to select the part, 6000 shrink, direct positioning. And now I'm going to save my mold also as part 2. Okay, this way I can always go back to my original if I need to. Now that that's saved, I'm going to close that. Now here, what we want to do is I'm going to go to my next available layer, set it current, and name it as maybe change faces. And I'm going to go to my surfacing function, I'm going to go to copy face. In this case, I can go ahead and use the new function composite surface and go ahead and select all the faces I want to copy, which is basically everything on the inside. Once we have everything selected, we'll say OK. So now we have the copied faces, and again I'm just going to change the color to make it easy to see. Now what I typically do then is I activate another layer, and I'm going to call this change boundaries, if I can spell. And I go to copy edge here, go to boundary edges, maybe I'll set this to something thick. And that represents the area of change in my mold, right? So I can turn off the surfaces. I'm going to go into my mold here, go to block, turn on my core block, and I'm going to simply remove the faces I don't need. So I don't need that face, or that face. Okay. I'm going to turn that layer off, turn on my change faces, and now I'm going to go sew it all together. And this is important. When you go to sew the new surfaces to the existing mold design, the first thing you select is going to be your actual core block. And then you want to sew to that the modification faces. Say OK. You should get a resulting shape as a solid, and just to verify you sewed it in the correct order, go in the mold visualization, try and turn off your core block. If you did it incorrectly, the core block will most likely be turned off already, okay, when you load this because you sewed it in the backwards order. Anyway, more or less, that's how you go about doing that.